On today's show, a Japanese company is showing off a bionic limb that you control with your smartphone.
And one of the best sci-fi shows of all time is making a triumphant return. That show, it rhymes with X-Files. Didn't think that one through.
No, you really didn't. And we have a robot that might change the way phones and tablets are assembled in factories.
Here we go.
It's gonna get exciting. It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm your host, Ashley Skella. Joining me, as always, Kale Anonymous.
Happy Saturday.
I know, it's a happy, I don't even know what day of the week it is.
This is.
It's new releases, so it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. We can find out what all our money is going to this week.
It's been a crazy day. Like, we were joking around on the internet with the X-Files thing. It was like, if you had any news today, just try again tomorrow. Because this was the big story.
Yeah,
today.
it's getting all dwarfed.
I know,
if
it is.
you discover some miracle cure.
Yep, forget it. Sorry, X-Files.
Yeah.
So let's talk about robots and X-Files right now.
You weren't supposed to spoil what my story was going to be about.
Oh,
I
right,
said
because it rhymes with
X-Files.
I'm sorry.
So I guess,
spoilers, guys.
I guess so. Yeah, tell us about these. Tell about these.
This is a very interesting bionic limb. So we've discussed prosthetics before on the show at length. We saw recently the really cool 3D printed bionic limb for the little boy that looked like Iron Man's arm. It was
amazing. You should go back and watch that episode if you missed it.
You totally should.
Yeah.
So this is from a Japanese company called Exii, E-X-I-I-I, and they have Handy, which is H-A-N-D-I-I-I.
Okay.
So they talk about it in the video. So problems with prosthetic hands, obviously they're expensive, and they also rely on really big kind of custom complex computer setups to control. This, on the other hand, Handy works with a cell phone. So it's processed, all of the signals are sent, processed, and sent back to the arm via phone.
The future is now.
The future is now, everybody. The future
yeah,
is now.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a really big price-saving measure. And then the other part of it is the hand is 3D printed. So easy to repair, easy to expand, easy to customize. You can make it all different colors. You can switch out the fingertips, which I thought was cool. You can switch out the fingertips for finger parts. So like you can do like a screwdriver finger. Like they have all these different types of fingertips that you'd be able to use, which I thought was cool.
Inspector Gadget. That's what you are.
It's kind
of
amazing.
Like that. Yeah, this is in movies. Anytime someone has a robot arm,
they have it get like exchangeable parts.
They're like now is the time you're gonna die, or I need to pick a lock, and they switch it out.
And it's like a saw blade all of a sudden. It's like a Swiss Army knife.
This is what a lot of us were hoping, is the people that had the arms are going to have better options than us. Okay,
even better than our dumb fingers.
It's run by the phone. You can select custom skins and stuff. It's 3D printed.
So basically how it works with the smartphone is it has there's an EMG sensor on your arm. It takes that information, so you're kind of telling it what you want it to do. It sends that info to a smartphone that processes, translates the data, and then sends it back to the hand, to Handy, to complete that action.
Wait, how do you tell it what to do?
So there's a sensor that's on the arm.
Oh, all right.
But like on your actual arm.
And your phone is the processor.
Your phone is the processor for this, instead of a large sort of computer setup that is kind of common with bionic limbs like this. But they were showing it off at South by Southwest, and so here it is. They were checking that out. That was at South by. I don't know if you got to see it. Maybe you didn't.
I didn't get to go to the floor, unfortunately.
Yeah, so they're doing a lot of really cool stuff with this, and I think that what the coolest part of this is that Exii wants to make this Handy open source, totally open source. So they want to put out all of the information, the 3D printing info, the programming information, the software stuff, and they want to have people just iterate on the design and make it more functional. They want it to make it more beautiful. They're like, just go for it. Like, we want to make it open source. We're going to give this to everybody to improve on, and you're welcome. So super awesome.
I would like to give them a hand. No, that's great. Yeah. I love that. Anytime they say open source, that's
I like that.
The most exciting thing, especially if it's already making
really
leaps
helpful.
and bounds.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, that was a huge crowd around that booth.
Huge crowd, yeah.
As far as South by Southwest booths, that was doing,
South by
really
Southwest
well.
Interactive. Like usually you see maybe like 5 people, like maybe milling around a booth. One of them is on a cell phone, not really paying attention, but like this had a very rapt audience.
Who are the guys that are doing this?
They're called Exii, E-X-I-I-I.
Okay.
And they're from Japan, which is, I mean, it's just so cool. So nice job, Exii.
Way to go. Now we need to make Baymax, and then we're
I
good
know,
to go.
I know.
So.
We're so close to the pinnacle of our species.
Okay, can we talk about X-Files now? I mean,
Speaking of the pinnacle of our species, yeah, let's go
We're all
ahead.
talking about X-Files. X-Files is coming back!
Yes!
Okay, hopefully you're jumping in your chair or you're in your car. Don't jump in your car. So basically,
No.
Fox is bringing back the X-Files. This is not. It's not going to be a whole season, but it is a 6-episode miniseries.
Ooh,
You remember they did that with 24?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, they did this special, like it was a big to-do where they brought back Jack Bauer. I met him this weekend, by the way. I gotta
That's
tell
a
you.
weird name drop, but yeah, that's really cool.
was at a bar
It better
I
be
went
as
to.
cool as I hoped. But the even more amazing news is that Dave Duchovny, it's Gillian Anderson.
I think it's Jillian.
It's Gillian Anderson and executive producer Chris Carter are coming back. So they're all coming back
For 6 episodes.
for 6 episodes. Oh
my God.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna do TV. I like the quote that Carter released. It goes, "I think of it as a 13-year commercial break."
That's a really long commercial break, but okay.
The good news is that the world has only gotten that much stranger. A perfect time to tell these 6 stories. With
True.
shows like successful sci-fi shows that are happening right now, like Black Mirror and stuff like
True.
there's never been a better time. And,
No, that's
and thanks to
exactly right.
Netflix, a lot of people have caught up with all the stuff they've missed
Now,
on X-Files.
Speaking of Netflix and X-Files, this is an important piece of advice for you. I am assuming because X-Files will be coming back to Fox, get in your viewing now because it's not going to be on
They're
those
gonna take it.
networks for very long.
Yeah,
like
they're gonna
I don't
take it
think
back.
it's going to be on Netflix, and I think it's Hulu. I think
Yeah.
they're both on both of those. I would highly recommend if you have not caught up, get it done sooner rather than later.
But I mean, we thought this was going to happen. Like there was like rumors about David Duchovny was going to be involved,
Right.
and like that this was happening. But it was confirmed today that they're filming this summer, so that there's
Ooh.
your
It's
reality, folks.
Official.
It's actually happening. So again, if you haven't watched X-Files, make sure to catch up, like Ashley said.
Now,
so that you
a
know what's
small
going on.
piece of trivia.
Uh-oh.
Vince Gilligan, creator of Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
wrote for the X-Files.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I'm really curious to see if maybe they bring him back to write an episode.
You know they're gonna do that.
That'd be so great.
I'd put money on that. I
Pusher
really
was
get
such
some
a good
really
episode.
good writers to come back and be a
I
part
hope
of
so.
it too.
I really hope so.
Yeah, this should be fun.
So that brings us to our hashtag of the day, which we're going to read in 2 days, and I'll explain why in user feedback.
Okay.
Our hashtag of the day is TDTV event.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, what canceled show do you want to see brought back for a small miniseries, a special event miniseries run? Whether it's like 1 episode, like 24, they did like 2 of them, I think. They did a couple. Or if it's something like this, a 6-episode miniseries, but like can't be any more than 6 episodes. You get like
Okay.
half a season.
All right.
What show? What show is it? Obviously, I know a lot of you out there are going to say Firefly. I'm going to make that exempt because that's always the number 1 answer.
Right.
No Firefly.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's always, oh, Firefly. I mean, and I agree with you. I agree. And now that it's Fox, maybe, you never know. But let's just, guys.
I feel like you've got an answer loaded up. So why don't you go ahead and start? You can start.
It's the winner of Esquire's. They had a bracket this weekend about like which canceled show needs to be brought back. I voted Pushing Daisies was number 1. So I say
wow.
6 more episodes of Pushing
Pushing
Daisies.
Daisies was number 1?
They beat Firefly. So I say Pushing Daisies. We gotta bring back.
I love Pushing Daisies.
Lee
but I
Pace
call
and the
hoax.
Pie. We gotta bring back the Pie Maker,
Maker,
and we
yeah.
gotta bring back Olive Snook and the Darling Mermaid, Mermaid Darlings. That show is the best show, and it was canceled too soon. It was a terrible casualty of the 2008 writer's strike, and we need it back.
Boutique
Please.
travel boutique.
Yeah.
I think was one of them. Cour de Cour. We're gonna in the city, the Cour de Cour. That was a great
Charlotte
show.
Charles.
That was a great show. It was Brian Fuller, who
It
is
was.
currently busy doing Hannibal. I don't know if you know.
But he was pushing Daisies hard.
Pushing Daisies.
He was pushing hard, and Dead Like Me, and Wonder Falls.
Dead
and
Like
I mean,
Me.
just
Love
so
Dead
many.
Like Me.
Just
Nobody knows Wonder Falls.
amazing, great
Don't
shows.
pretend like anybody knows Wonder
I
Falls.
do.
Wonder Falls is
But
great.
so good,
Okay.
amazing shows.
All right.
Pushing Daisies, that's what I say. What do you think?
I want to know what else is on the list, but I want Clone High to come back for a short run.
Clone High.
Clone High, if you don't know, was an animated show that was on MTV of all places, and it was done by Chris Miller and Phil Lord. They did
remember
the
this.
Lego Movie. They also did 21 Jump Street. They did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
And it was
They have
funny.
a very good sense of humor. It starred Will Forte as Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
And I forgot the rest of the
I don't remember.
cast.
He's
Well, you
also
probably
busy
wouldn't
right
know.
now in The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah, but you know.
Do you want my second choice?
Yes.
Cop Rock.
What?
You don't remember Cop Rock? Cop Rock was
I
a
don't think
show.
I think maybe one person is
Listen.
going to be like, "Oh, Kayla, you don't remember it," and then it's like, and everybody else is just like, "You gotta
Listen.
skip this one."
There's a reason. It
Cop
was
Rock.
awful. It's one of
Fine,
the worst.
Denver the Last Dinosaur. That's what I want back. Let's just pick obscure
No,
shows.
listen, it was a cop, like a procedural show. Like
Was he a rock?
No, it was a cop, but it was a musical. It was a musical
Okay,
cop
all right,
procedural,
fine.
and
You're
it was
on.
awful. There was a guys, I'm telling you, look up The Baby Merchant, Cop Rock. There's a musical number called The Baby Merchant. It's awful. It's the worst
I
thing
wanna know
ever.
how much of this you're going to cut out.
So funny. I'm not
Yeah.
going to. I
Okay.
refuse.
Well, then I'm getting one last one in too.
Okay, go ahead.
Puchinsky. It's about.
Wow,
It's called
the
Puchinsky.
dog.
Yeah. It's about a cop that dies and inhabits a pit bull,
comes
and he has
back
to
as a
solve
dog.
crimes as a dog.
Perfect.
Seriously, if you love weird internet crap, Google Puchinsky
And Cop Rock.
Yeah, Puchinsky and Cop. I'm gonna look at Cop Rock.
Great.
Boy, we
yeah.
just ruined people's day.
You're well. No, we just made your day so much better. I
Okay,
promise.
so that was X-Files
TD
TV events.
That's your
Okay,
hashtag.
so tell me about Sawyer.
Okay, so let's talk about Sawyer really quickly. Sawyer comes from this company called Rethink Robotics, and they have this robot right now called Baxter. And Baxter is he's huge. He has like 2 arms. He's really wide. Like, here's some footage of Baxter. Baxter
The Rock.
is ginormous.
Yeah.
Baxter looks like a bouncer at a robot nightclub. Okay,
Ooh.
so he's huge. But the cool thing is that Baxter paved the way for Sawyer. So here's Sawyer, and you can see Sawyer, as they go through this video, is a lot more svelte than Baxter, and he only has 1 arm. And you might think that robots with 1 arm might be not as good as robots with 2 arms, but not the case with Sawyer.
Sawyer's better?
Sawyer is in fact better. So his focus is actually tending machines, testing circuit boards, and doing these really tiny little small precise tasks that you might see on an assembly line. So you might see people, and we've seen probably footage from electronics factories in China where they're putting together everything, and they have these people like testing out the circuit boards, doing all these really precise small tasks, and they're literally lined up right next to each other very tightly. They're packed in like sardines.
Yes.
So what they're saying is, what they want to do is, because labor costs are rising for people like that, because obviously it costs money to take care of them, they want to sell these robots and have the robots do it, because the turnover rates in these factories are very high. They can be up to 25%. So 25% of your workforce is just constantly turning over. That's a quarter. That's a lot.
Right. There's a lot of economics.
It's a lot of math. There's so
I'm trying
much
to figure
math.
out job loss, but it's not job loss. People are quitting.
They're quitting. They
versus
really don't
reducing
want to do the
price
job.
of the product, more
Right.
profit.
So it's just supply and demand. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
just
I don't know.
it's all very complicated. But so Sawyer fits into a 2x2x5 space. So it's just a 2x2 space,
Including his
and
rotating
5 foot
arms,
high.
yeah. Okay.
And then his arm can reach down, and his hand, like where his hand is, there's a camera there. So somebody can supervise what the robot is doing, and then there's another camera on the face of Baxter that can actually like have a better overview of what's going on in the factory. Smaller, it's faster, smaller, more precise. It does cost more than Baxter. It costs about $29,000, but it gets 30,000 lifetime hours of use, which is pretty good. And it is also sealed against dust and sprays, which is something that obviously a lot of factories
Yeah.
would like.
You never know.
But yeah, you're kind of taking down the costs of, like I said, turnover and all this other stuff. But that's their goal, is Rethink Robotics.
Why, if you didn't watch at home, why did it have eyes? Why did it have creepy cartoon eyes?
You
that
gotta
looked
anthropomorphize robots.
And no, I get it.
I think it makes people more
but
comfortable when it's a friendlier looking robot. Like, it's maybe a little bit more easy to
if you're in a
take.
factory, oh, he's cute though.
But
like
he's
got
like
adorable.
friendly.
Yeah, no, he's got the paperclip eyes from the Microsoft, the paperclip.
He's got clippy eyes, yeah.
Clippy eyes.
He has little clippy eyes.
That's a great video though. They
it is a
really
really good
showed
video.
off what the kind of stuff you can do. So Sawyer coming to a factory near you.
Yeah,
taking
so they're
your job.
hoping they're I think they're saying like they're selling them in, I think it was North America, Europe, Asia, like they pretty much like almost everywhere. They want to sell them and like install them and see how they do in factories, which is pretty cool.
Cool. I'm sure somebody's going to correct us on the whole taking the job thing. They're going to be like, you don't understand economics.
Well, it's just like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where it's like his dad loses the job doing the toothpaste caps of the factory because a robot can do it, but then he gets a job at the end of the movie fixing the robot that does the toothpaste caps. So they're making, there's jobs. fixing the robots.
I don't really like Charlie and the I like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Fair enough.
So here we go. We're back to pop culture.
Back to pop culture.
All right.
We're gonna take a quick break and duke it out over those movies, and we'll be right back
Place your bets.
with new releases. You look like the Fighting Irish logo for Notre Dame. I feel like I should get you a little bowler hat. And we'll be back with new releases and your user feedback, and of course our phone talker for the day. So don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. Welcome back to Tomorrow Daily. You okay? Are you okay? I was gonna say you're first punching, then rock concert. I thought maybe you were driving a car for a second.
It's the evolution of dance. So
Okay, all right, good. Well, it's Tuesday, which means it is time to talk about all the things that, as Kale said, will empty your wallet. It's new releases. Some really good stuff this week. A small group of things, only 3 things, but the number one thing everybody's talking about on the internet is Bloodborne. Bloodborne is out. Finally here.
There you go. There's all your money for this game.
A lot of people arguing this is a console selling game.
Oh, really?
That maybe you would buy a PS4 to play this. This is sort of I would say a spiritual successor to Dark Souls, like the Dark Souls franchise. I have heard it is very difficult.
Yeah, what are the reviews?
I know GameSpot gave it a 9. I read the review today.
9?
Gave it a 9, saying a lot of people saying this game is very good. Very, very good, but also very frustrating.
Oh, good. That's a new thing these days.
You know, it's like Ninja Gaiden Black. Remember that? It was like that game was so freaking hard, but you know, everyone was excited to see sort of this like revival of really difficult games. So I think this is kind of the same in the same vein. Very, you know, obviously very visceral. It's called Bloodborne, you guys. You know what you're getting, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you got a PS4, it's like you have to buy your exclusives when you have a console.
You're
like, yeah, even if I don't like this game.
Do it for the exclusive.
But yeah, this is definitely one of those ones I'm very excited to check out on Twitch.
Yes.
You see, because you get that taste of like, is this my kind of game?
Yeah.
This is my kind of game.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are already, you know, really on it. Like people, I thought I saw. Well, Twitch said to change your passwords today because they got hacked, but.
Is that what happened?
They said there was some kind of breach, so everybody got emails. Passwords reset.
Producer Logan, are you gonna buy this game?
Yes or no? No.
Oh,
Producer
Logan says no. I think he's not really.
Maybe it's not his bag.
Plus, he's so busy with GTA.
I was gonna say he's busy heisting.
It's either he's doing homework or playing GTA.
That's true.
Which is also homework.
Or doing homework to do heists in GTA. Like he's doing his heist homework.
Fair enough.
Homework.
Okay, what's the other one? What else we got?
I thought this was really.
Heard of this one
I thought
before.
this was very interesting. So this is a game on iOS. It's called Rebus, Rebus. And if you've ever heard of Rebus, it's like riddles, like these sort of visual puzzles. And so they have this awesome trailer video, so they'll show you exactly what a rebus is. So you can see.
I love when you find this stuff because I wouldn't have found it otherwise.
Oh God, I was looking and I'm like, okay, what do we have today? So here's look at M over the word day. Obviously, the solution is Monday because it's M on day.
Oh, these puzzles. I remember doing these in elementary school.
Yeah, they're kind of like that. And so they
Give
have
me another one. What's another one?
Hundreds of puzzles. What's this one? It's a T made of rain. So it's a train.
Oh boy.
And then like the letter L and an ampersand is land. L and. They're like little word puzzles.
You take other people on in doing it? Or?
No, but I think they said
like
there was
troll
like
puzzles. Like you were supposed to like cross a bridge, a troll would be like, what is a T with little raindrops? And you're like,
rebus.
I've got you. Yeah. Okay, so having a troll in your pocket.
Yeah, it's like having a rebus bridge troll in your pocket. That's exactly what
That's pretty cool. How many hours have you logged?
I've played it a little bit because I have the flight test or the test flight demo, but it comes out on the 26th, so it's in a couple days. Like the official version comes out in a couple days.
All right, fair enough.
And then also in theaters, Home is out this week for those of you looking for an animated film to enjoy. I thought this looked really cute. It's not getting amazing reviews. It's not getting like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it does look fun. It's about aliens, a race of aliens, and their leader, who's voiced by the guy who does Sheldon Cooper in Big Bang Theory. You can be all right there? Is your head going to explode?
Do we have CBS executives that can come in here and tell us?
Yeah, I mean, they really should. But the guy who plays Sheldon Cooper he plays the alien, and then Rihanna plays a character. Like it looks really cute. And I thought maybe if you were so inclined, you would go see it this weekend. Are you going to look it up right now?
I'm trying to. Don't
I
point
keep
it
trying
out.
to think of. I keep trying to think of when he won Emmys for playing Sheldon Cooper, but I just associate him so deeply with Sheldon Cooper that it's like.
Oh, I
it's
just
ingrained.
remembered. It's
Oh.
Jim Parsons.
Oh, Jim Parsons. Yes, of course.
I wish
Jim
we
Parsons.
weren't on this screen when I was
course.
looking it up.
Well,
but yeah, Jim Parsons.
Nobody noticed. It's all good. It's all good.
So there's gonna be a scene where he goes, Penny.
Penny. Penny. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I thought
Are
that
you
was
gonna go
cute.
see this?
I probably will
Nope.
not. I probably will
Didn't
not.
think so,
I don't
yeah.
think so.
I think everybody's waiting for I forgot, what is it, Inside? The Disney movie?
Oh yeah, Inside Out.
Inside
Is that
Out? Yeah, I think
Where it's
everyone's waiting for that
emotion?
one.
That looks really cute.
You look at this movie and you're like, that's not that movie. I was
Yeah.
waiting for that movie.
You're like,
All
oh
right.
wait, that alien kind of looks like the Inside Out. No, it's
Kind
not.
of slow movie.
Yeah.
Okay, we're building up to the summer season, so everything's kind of whispering
Everything
its
kind
way,
of whittles its way down and then explodes.
and then Avenger explodes.
yeah. So okay,
Hulk
guys.
pieces everywhere.
It is now time to discuss a user feedback that is going to extend for 2 days. So we're going to get into user feedback. You guys and your AR versus virtual reality.
Oh, did they go? Were they mad?
People went to town.
All right,
on
let's
this.
hear it. I want to hear
We
it.
got so much feedback. You're gonna have to bring in some tomorrow from YouTube because we got so much feedback. I could only pull from Twitter and email, and even then I couldn't pick everybody, and we're gonna do this over 2 days. That's what I was saying. We'll get to your TV event tweets on Thursday, but for the next 2 days, we're gonna do TD, VR, VAR, which you guys had a lot to say.
Let's hear it.
Tom says, AR for sports. Giving players interactive information while they're on the field or court is a game changer.
Whoa, that also seems kind of cheap.
Didn't even think about that.
That would be cool
Sounds
though if you're
awesome.
like you guys come up with a play in the huddle, but he changes.
Yeah, and then
the
it's all of a
move.
sudden just changed like in everybody's
You get it in your
helmets.
headset.
Ooh, that'd be
Yeah,
good.
but then it's gonna be like, wasn't that
No
didn't they do that with like
audibles.
rollerball or something? I don't know.
There won't be any
Forget
audibles
that. Anyway,
anymore.
okay, what else you got?
Neil wrote in and said, I'm more excited for AR, but not all the broken bones I'll get from punching real trees while playing Minecraft. Like that. That's true.
Yeah, killing chickens and whatever.
Cortland wrote in and said, I would want AR just because I wear glasses, but if VR was like in Dot Hack or Sword Art Online, then I would want VR.
Do you realize that was bad? They got locked into the game, and if they died in the virtual reality headset and Sword Art Online, they die in real life. I think you mean you want AR and not Sword Art Online, but
Yeah, okay. But you're crushing it on AR, like choosing AR. So most people
Okay.
picked AR.
but Sword Art Online, I would want to do that too. It's a fantasy world.
Rick wrote in and said, I'll go with AR because someday it's going to replace every device we own. One device to rule them all. I hope HoloLens hits the mark. I think a lot of people feel that
Yeah,
way.
I feel I want any AR that pulls it off.
To be
I want a
good and
competitive
work.
market a little bit
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I want a competitive market. Let's do this.
Chris wrote in an email and said, I'm much more excited about AR because of its potential to be useful throughout the day. The tipping point for me will be when the AR headset is not much more than a pair of horn-rimmed glasses that can offer various levels of augmentation. I do not want the device only to lay images over my field of vision. I also want to tilt my head back, have the lenses go opaque, and be able to fully go online or watch media. I like that, the lenses going opaque. When the headset is a combination of Google Glass, a Vuzix headset, and transition lenses, I will be totally on board and even pay Google Glass prices.
What are Google Glass
$1,500
prices?
bucks.
I will not pay $1,500.
If it did all of those things
Yeah,
very
I guess
well,
so.
I probably
yeah,
would,
I mean, like
but
a phone is like $1,000
out
this
off
point
contract,
anyway.
yeah, that's true. So maybe, okay. And then also, just as a side note, my friend Desiree, who never talks to me about this show, sent me a message about the show and said, and she said she thinks that AR is like the consumer-friendly, the more mainstream consumer-friendly product as opposed to VR. She's like, she feels like AR will be for everybody and VR will be for like gaming, like specific niche applications.
Until we start living in a digital world, meaning when we put it on, we exist in, like
Right.
Facebook is kind
Snow
of like
Crash. It's like a whole
Snow Crash.
universe.
I started reading that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, don't spoil anything.
I recommended it.
Or
to
Ready
you.
Player One, but you should read that one.
I am
because-
reading that. I got it in a loot crate.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading
All right. But until that kind of thing starts existing, it's just going to be kind of a toy. It's going to
Yeah,
be kind of like this
very
fun
true.
thing that makes us think about all the possibilities.
But it's still going to be like not a thing that my mom is like, I gotta go get one of these. Did you see it on the Today Show? She doesn't talk like that.
I like that. I like that though. But yeah, so how is this split? Tomorrow's going to be all the VR ones?
No, we're just going to do more for tomorrow because it was.
So wait a
literally
minute,
so
there
many
was
people.
no people that were like VR.
100% VR all the way. No, nobody. Which was shocking to me because I really felt like, but somebody made a good point and said, with AR, you could look at a wall or you could have a screen and resize it to anything. Like you could resize it to any size. You could fill up your view. You could make it small.
If you remember when we first did the HoloLens video, that was the thing I was most excited about was I could be watching a TV and then just make it small. A lot of companies are going to go out of business. I don't need a TV anymore.
I think I'll always need a TV.
Be on the toilet, just watching.
Nope.
House
I'll
of
always need a
Cards.
television. I always need a television. Okay, guys, it is time for our last piece of user feedback of the day, which is always our phone talker for the day. George wrote in, and I'm assuming it's George. He says, "Oh, let's squeeze him, love him, name him George." It's like Bugs Bunny. I'm assuming it's.
You are full of references today.
I guess so.
I'm gonna love him.
And squeeze him.
It's kind of mean. I'm sure this guy's smarter than that. I like George. Let's go.
I love George. He's one of my favorite Looney Tunes. Okay, he wrote in and said, after you said the iPhone was the best and the Samsung was oversaturated, I wanted to share my pics of Guatemala. They're not even at the top resolution. Hope you like one. I liked two. I liked these ones, I'm assuming of his kids or some random children he ran into that have birds on them. But no, he's absolutely right.
He's
Listen,
absolutely right.
these are amazing pictures. I absolutely will give you this. They are incredible, very colorful, very bright. Of course, the bird like really pops. Like these are stunning pictures.
Yeah.
Galaxy S5, well done, super nice pictures. But I always like when people call in. It's like we're a radio show. I always like when people call in. I always like when people email in and they're like, hey, you're wrong, and here's why, and I'm going to show you.
I love
and
when people say we're wrong.
no, I get so excited about that.
No, but you're absolutely right. We did say the iPhone was the best one, so it's actually good to see, someone step up against that.
And it did capture some. The S5 captured some incredible color.
Now I want to see if anybody has a Note, the new Note.
The Note 4.
That's people are saying that's the best camera. I want to see somebody step up and show.
I've heard
the
people
Note
say
4.
the Note 4 is the best Android camera. Like that, I've heard that. So
Okay.
I'm really curious to see what people can come up with who have a Note.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, so thanks, George. We love your pictures. We want to squeeze them. But if you want to send in your photography, if you want to send in story ideas, you want to send us in. No Game Genie codes yet. No one sent one in.
No.
You can always email us tomorrow@cnet.com. We are also all over social media. We're Tomorrow Daily on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We are on Tumblr, Tomorrow Daily. And we also have a Google Plus page, which is Tomorrow Daily TV.
We have a Google Plus page.
We do.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm pulling comments tomorrow for the video. But if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, upload some headshots, 360 no scopes.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment. And if you're listening to the iTunes podcast, don't forget to rate and review.
Yeah.
And we love you.
Hashtag Swan Hype.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of that. It's just good.
Still? There's still
Not
more
still,
Swan
but
Hype?
I mean, I just love the Swan Hype ones. Those are my
Also,
favorite.
don't forget to follow us on our personal Twitters. I'm @KaleAnonymous.
And I am @Ashley Sketha. We will be back tomorrow with a full docket of weird, wonderful science fact meeting science fiction. But until then, be good humans. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.